I've noticed like there's a huge rise of very strange female ministries. You remember I once spoke about one where they just dance. You remember that? It was very weird. That's all they did. They just dance. They just dance, dance, dance. You know all these white people dance. We're doing all the white people dancing. And I was like, this is kind of weird, man. But these ministries, it's not just that. These ministries, which are painted towards one particular thing or the other thing, there are ministries that are just strictly fellowship. They're about meeting, meeting, meeting. You know, like it's just about that. Now, someone might get the wrong idea out of what I'm saying and think I'm against fellowshipping. Don't get the wrong idea, okay? I'm talking about ministries that are very obsessive about that particular thing. Like, for instance, I've seen a lot of female ministries that are just about going to pray. That's all they do. Like, that's all. Now, I understand intercessory ministries and all those things and whatnot, but there's entire churches now built on this type of practices. There's entire ministries built on deliverance. Entire churches is built on deliverance. Entire churches. Okay, it's not about equipping. You know the way you see the Bible. The Bible says, you know, He gave this to equip the body. It's not about that. It's not about equipping. The church is about one thing. I don't know if you've noticed what I'm talking about. I see the male false prophets, but there's this dodgy, strange churches that are just bubbling up. And like you remember the lady that, and she had people roaring in behind her and whatnot. I think her name was Apostle Blessing or something like that, from Nigeria. It's all this obsessive about one particular thing. This is like all this is obsessive about one particular thing. And today I saw one that I was like, yeah, ne? There's a lot of this type of strange ministries. And don't get it twisted. These ministries draw people. I saw this other lady's ministry here. You can see the church clearly draws a lot of people. Do you see Bibles? No, of course. There's no Bibles in the audience. You do not see people holding Bibles. People are there just sitting and thinking. It's because that's it. The church is not about that. The church is not about ministration of the word. Now, later on, then the video that actually introduced me to this particular individual's page, it was a particular ritual thing that they were doing. They were doing some ritual of milk, and she was pouring the milk on herself or something. I don't know what's that about. It is done or whatever it is and all that, whatever ritual this was, or whatever the ritual actually meant. This is excessive, overly, and then I guess maybe she declares a blessing or whatever it is and all that. It's all these very dramatic, over excessive, over one thing. Like poverty was too much. No, I'm not talking about this one exactly. So a person has traumas of poverty, and then their ministry overly obsesses about getting money, like getting rich. Like it becomes exhausting. You know? It becomes exhausting if you know you're there to be taught, to grow, and to mature in doctrine, and you're only being taught one thing, one singular thing. It becomes a bit much when that's all the diet for that particular church becomes. And this church is no different. This ladies' church is no different. Like I said, the people do not even carry Bibles. They're just sitting. They're just sitting there. I don't see. In this picture here, someone might say, okay, maybe it's an older audience or it's an older crowd and so forth. Yeah, but with this type of acts, these churches are going to become very materialistic. You know, oil selling, water, what, you know, all those type of things. It's going to become very quickly that. The church will solely just become that. It easily falls into this type of churches, one of those type of churches. So when I was scrolling, I wasn't particularly shocked that in the church, okay, like I said, no, whatever she's throwing, handkerchiefs or whatnot, do you see any Bibles? There's no Bibles. Look at, she's just throwing whatever handkerchief she's throwing into the crowd. I guess they are blessed. They are blessed. They have a blessing. This is all they. Do you see any Bible anywhere? 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 Do you see any Bible anywhere? Anywhere at all? Anywhere? Anywhere? With any individual? No. No, they don't. But like I mentioned, it becomes some type of spiritual practice, some type of a, some type of a practice, some type of a practice that when you are looking at it, you're like, wait a minute. Is this anywhere Christian? You didn't see Bibles. Why do you think you would see that? You didn't see Bibles. You didn't see that. Okay? So what's going to happen? This is it. This is all it becomes. No Bible. Is this obsession with the devil? Is this obsession with you are binding your... It becomes that. Nobody is equipped. Everybody is afraid. They feel like waving their hands is going to get the devil off of them. It becomes that. This is all this. Do you see any? These are young people here at the back. Do you see any Bibles at all? Nothing. Now, someone might say maybe this particular region of Nigeria does not have Bibles or whatsoever and all these type of things. Yeah, but this tells you what kind of a church it is. Apart from them not having Bibles, but this tells you what kind of a church this is. There are these overly spiritualized churches that have nothing to give people, to drain them in fear, and to overly obsess about devils. Overly obsess about devils. That's all they will pray about. They will pray about blessing. They will do what, all of that stuff. But what are you seeing as a whole? Are you seeing a Christian practice? No, you're not. You're not seeing a Christian practice. You're seeing some type of spiritualism, some type of spiritual practice. What it is, I don't know. I can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you what it is. And this pastor, this lady has got a lot of people believing this type of thing. Like I've said, I've seen many types of churches like this. Overly obsessive about even her, where she's sitting. She can't even carry a Bible without just that. She's gotta have a water or whatever things they have and there and whatnot and all that kind of stuff. These churches are very, very many. There's all over the place. Overly obsessive about one thing, spiritualism, something like that. There's countless of posts that she has where she's at an event. There's never seen a single Bible, no Bible, because that's not what the church focuses on. Later on, when I saw them dancing on one particular video, I was like, oh yeah, somebody has a white out face with baby face, with baby powder thingy. That's it's like ghostly type, or it's performative. That's the kind of a church it is. It's performative. It has nothing to do with God. Don't get this twisted. Don't get into this type of things and feel like you were in church. You were not in church. Unfortunately, you were taken into this and felt like this was church. Now, mostly people like this have an origin into Catholicism. Mostly. A lot of people who are like this, they have an origin in Catholicism. And that's exactly what I saw with her. She has images that make her look as if she might have those type of origins. These things affect them because they have never been introduced to doctrine. All they saw was, you know, all these things that Catholicism is all about. So because they saw that, and to them that is Christianity, what do they bring? Those deceptions, the deceptions that they saw, that is their Christianity. That's everything they believe. This is their Christianity. You are watching their Christianity. That's it. They come to church, she pours water around, and people start erupting and whatnot. So if you are busy pouring waters all over the place, do you think you are going to have... I hope YouTube doesn't flag the video because of all those. Do you think YouTube will to me talking about YouTube? Do you think that there will be a time for you to carry a Bible? It's gonna be wet by the time you come out. These things are very dangerous. It erodes what people should believe because the foundation itself is not even established. There's a lot of these churches. Sometimes it's even exhausting. I could just make like one video will be like 1 hour, just showing you different ones. There was one I saw. She was telling women to take a washing cloth, wipe themselves, and bring it to church. And we're gonna pray and fast. And I'm like, well, what exactly is that all about? Is this obsessive about one particular thing? There's a lot of them. Be very careful. Being made to be obsessed about one thing and forgetting where doctrine places you. It's Ricky. Other episodes down today, down in the pinned comments, and I'm gonna check you later on.